Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Rule the Waves 3, our Let's Play series playing as Italy. It is 1917 in this series, and we're in a bit of a tricky spot. We're at war with France, but we are just waiting for the British Empire to enter this war. So while we are notionally only at war with France, the British will be entering any moment and joining on the side of the French, where things will get very dicey very quickly. We're actually not blockaded or anything right now. We fought one battle in the last episode where we sank, I think we sank 3 battle cruisers, a battleship, and then a pre-Dreadnought. So we sank 5 capital ships and lost 1 pre-Dreadnought and 1 battle cruiser. So pretty convincing victory there. And actually, based on the odds between the French fleet and ours, at that kind of a result, that would give us a superiority in fleet against the French relatively quickly. The problem being that if the British join, that's all thrown out the window. I mean, they'll get 26 dreadnoughts and battle cruisers. We have 5. So things will go very bad very quickly in the event that the British enter the war. Now, presumably the British won't be able to deploy their whole fleet in the Mediterranean against us. But yeah, so we might have a month or 2 left until the British enter the war. Ideally, we destroy as many French ships as we can in that time, although the bulk of our fleet is currently repairing this turn. We do have 3 more capital ships under construction of the Empire class, the Empire, the Italia, and the Sicily. They're all 8, 10, and 21 months out. So the first 2, fair chance, if we're not getting crushed, that those 2 ships will come online. But, I mean, the British are building equal number, actually more than that, numbers of capital ships, so I'm not sure how much that'll really help us or not. We do have 3 light cruisers that'll be coming up in the next 2 months as well. Those could be useful for commerce raiding and other things like that, where maybe we can punch above our weight. I mean, maybe we build some armored cruisers or some light cruisers, anything we can build quickly and try and get it out there. We've got plenty of light ships. We can also work on perhaps building some more submarines. We've got some coming online in 6 months. But yeah, that's the situation that we're in right now. And we're currently winning on victory points, but I can't imagine that'll last too long. Let's just move forward to the next turn and see what happens. All right, so we got another battleship engagement. We have 2 battleships active right now. We've got the Victor Emmanuel and the THG, and then I think we've got some armored cruisers. So a battle cruiser and a battleship. The enemy has 3 battle cruisers that are still active. I believe the battleships are repairing. So that could be 2 on 3. That could be a favorable engagement. We have 2 armored cruisers versus their 1 battleship. They have 1 AV, so a float plane tender. We don't have any float planes. We do have some aircraft, some naval reconnaissance aircraft and things like that. And destroyers are about even. So let's go ahead and jump into the fight and see what the French throw at us. All right, so here's our fleet. The Umberto's up here. The THG-2 over here. THG-2, as a reminder, has 7 12-inch guns. Makes 26 knots, 25,000-ton ship. The Umberto has 8 13-inch guns, 21,000-ton ship, makes 21 knots. We've got quite a few destroyers. We do have air bases over this way. How do I... Can I not call in any air support? I think I have to wait. Yeah, it's under AI control. So they've already... Nightly search, okay. Can't really do anything with that. All right. So I guess we'll proceed and just see what we run into. What direction are we heading anyway? Northwest, maybe? Oh, no, we're heading south. Or no, we're heading north. All right, enemy ship spotted down here to the south. Battleship set speed for 19 knots, battle cruiser for 24. Let's link them up as quickly as we can, because there are 3 enemy battleships The Umberto by itself is going to be outgunned pretty quick. All right, this light cruiser also needs to speed up. All right, so fire is opened. It looks like the French have 3 battle cruisers, a Rouen and 2 Aquitaines. The Aquitaines have 10 13-inch guns, and the Rouen has 6 14-inch guns. So they definitely outgun us. The Rouen's armor is 11.5 inches, so that's going to be tricky for us to beat. The Aquitaine's armor is much lighter, and we've got better odds against that. Slow things down. THG's still a little bit of a ways out of the fight. Let's turn the battle cruiser and light cruisers around so we can kind of try and link up with the THG as she comes up. It does say the French have a considerable advantage in technology over me, so that's something to be mindful of. So that might mean fire control. I don't know if it means aviation necessarily. What's the light cruiser class anyway that we've got here? It's the old Kushan class. Okay, so these guys aren't going to be terribly useful. Maybe at destroying destroyers, but that's about it. All right, it looks like the enemy battleships are operating alone. The screen of light ships is to the rear right. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to order my destroyers in for some torpedo action here. Hold the light cruisers back. So I'm going to order all of them in at 32 knots. Gives them a 5, or not all of them. We'll keep a few back, but that we'll order like 10 of them forward. They will have a 10 knot advantage, about a 5 knot advantage roughly over the AI. But the battle cruisers have pretty good speed, so it'll be harder to force the action. All right, destroyers are charging in. The enemy battle cruisers are turning away. Battlecruiser THG has caught up. Destroyers have already committed, so they're going to just charge forward into the enemy lines. Have we hit any of these guys yet? Maybe? All right, I think those destroyers are going to be toast. What's the range here from Umberto is 16,000 yards out. I don't think we'll be penetrating 11.5 inches of armor at that range. One of our destroyers is already almost dead in the water. Okay, these guys are only making 26, 30, 31. All right, she's moving at 19, so we're going to slow the battle cruisers down to 19, or battle cruiser down to 19, so we can form up a battle line. I don't know if we're going to get an angle for a torpedo shot at this range. Oh, they're going to turn back into me, huh? Maybe we can get a shot off. Maybe not. All right, so Berto is not damaged yet. THG is sailing off on its own. THG is not damaged either. Okay. All right, so one of our destroyers is going down. Looks like this has just been a fancy way to lose some destroyers. And possibly the battle. But at least the enemy will be wasting ammo, not shooting at my battleships, I suppose. So, 2 destroyers sunk so far, I think, roughly. They're still shooting at the Umberto at very long range. This is claiming we've done some damage to the enemy so far. Well, I don't know with what. It says medium damage according to the report there. Against the Rouen. I don't know that I believe that. Okay. So we're picking up survivors. The enemy is turned away from us. Pell-mell running away. Maybe if I turn away, they'll... Yeah, it looks like they'll turn back toward me. We got to close the range a bit because the enemy has a caliber advantage. So we're going to have to get closer, at least on the Rouen, to penetrate its armor. Of course, that adds risk for our own ships. THG hull hit. THG turret hit. All right, so THG's taken some damage. How much damage has THG taken? 10%. 4 heavy hits. I'm going to turn THG around and bring her back to where Umberto is to try and get the other battleship better situated for this fight. Because the Umberto has more guns on the rear of the design, I believe. Yeah. So we'll fire at the rear of the enemy line, I guess. See if they come back. I would think they're going to turn back on us. I mean, they're still shooting effectively, I guess, at this range, but you'd think at some point they'd be like, hey, we need to close the range, unless they're taking more damage than we are and they don't want to. No, they are turning back. Pause. All right, so THG is closing the distance. 20% damage now. 9 shell hits. 25 knots, no damage, medium damage, light damage. They haven't lost any speed yet. These destroyers have lost some speed despite no damage. Oh, they're not. Actually, they haven't. Okay. We're going to try another torpedo attack, see if we can get ahead of them. Umberto's running out of ammo. Right. They're only, one of them is only making 20 knots. So it'd be cool if we could actually get in here and launch a torpedo attack on these guys. THG's taken 15 heavy hits, but that 12-inch belt so far is doing its job. Has Umberto scored any hits? 2 turrets are out of action for Umberto. Jesus, only 5 hits scored. All right, where can we get out of here to? I don't want to run through the French line, so perhaps get to Sardinia. I think the time has come to disengage. THG's only scored 2 hits. We've only scored 7 heavy hits against the enemy. If these destroyers, I mean, if that one other battle cruiser only making 20 knots, we should be gaining ground on them. Looks like we lost line of sight, though. So we're going to lose this battle. We'll have lost a few destroyers. Hopefully the rest of our ships get out of there. I don't think I sank any enemy destroyers, but we'll see. Jeez, they're firing on our coastal guns. Do we even have any guns here? It's just a battery of what? Yeah, 4-inch guns. They're not going to do anything. Okay. So that fight did not go the direction I was hoping. We're going to lose several light ships, maybe even some coastal batteries. But I think we'll at least escape with our heavy ships. They destroy those coastal batteries? I don't think so. It doesn't look like they're smoking. All right. So they're probably cleaning up against some of our light ships. French victory there. We lost 3 destroyers, a corvette, an auxiliary, and a transport. The enemy had heavy damage on a destroyer, light damage on 2 battle cruisers. Okay, well that goes a bit of a ways toward... that's a major victory for the enemy? Guess. I don't know. That seems silly. Great Britain honors her alliance and joins the war against Italy. Fuck. Hey, anti-aircraft artillery. All right, friendly merchants sunk 1, 2 enemy submarines sunk. Meanwhile, we sank 3 enemy merchants. I see no reason not to do unrestricted submarine warfare at this point. We're already at war with France and Great Britain. What are we going to do? Piss off? I mean, there's not really any other Mediterranean powers to worry about right now. So we'll do unrestricted sub warfare. We completed 2 of the corvettes, or 2 of the cruisers. So we'll go ahead and resume construction on our battleships here. So we're going to be blockaded real quick here. Long range submarine. Okay, but like, what's the effect? I want to know what the effectiveness of a long range submarine is versus a medium range sub. The cost is pretty considerably different. I feel like fighting France, mostly the medium range stuff is what matters. So we'll lay down 12 more. They're going to take a year and a half to build. Let's halt the 21-month battleship. That's just a ways out. All right, we've got another light cruiser in a month. We've got other ships working up. All those new Lombardia class light cruisers. We're going to probably have to go full commerce rating here, although the problem becomes enemy battle cruisers getting in the way of everything, especially when you have 14 British battle cruisers. We're still ahead in victory points. Coastal raid, estimated enemy force, 11 battleships. I don't think they have that many in the Med. They don't have 22 battle cruisers in the Med. Oh my God. Do they? Let's pray they don't. All right, we're in real close to our ports, though, so there's good news there. I'd be tempted to send the Aureliuses out on commerce rating if they weren't too slow to deal with enemy battle cruisers. We don't have very good visibility here. It's 1 in the morning. Pause. Where are the enemy ships going to be raiding us? It's a coastal raid, right? They're raiding me. Oh, the enemy ships are behind us? Okay, I guess that means the battle cruiser's in the wrong spot. But maybe we can get some of our destroyers in on some torpedo action. Of course, the risk is our battleships run into enemy ships. Was that a corvette that was shooting? I think it's too early to have radar, so even though they're very ahead in tech, we shouldn't have to worry about radar, I don't think. We're doing nighttime flying? Bold. Are they sailing away from me? Also, there must be a radio link there, because I don't know how we're communicating with ships at this distance in the night. There's the enemy battle line. Is the sun coming up? Why is the light, the visibility getting suddenly better? All right, boys, you're in close. Before they nuke you, go launch torpedoes. Go get them. Okay. Oh my God. Ah, what happened? So quickly fire torpedoes and then run away to port, I think, right? Okay. Let's move very slow. All right, someone's firing torpedoes. I hear them. It's one of our destroyers here. More torpedoes there. There's a spread. We don't have a good angle on this enemy battle line here for our torpedoes, so we'll probably not hit much there. Certainly won't have good angles on the shots. Enemy battleship hit by a torpedo. Nice. We got a Messina class was hit. God damn it. All right, 2 destroyers are going down. I thought there would have been 2 torpedo hits on the Messina there. That looked like that was close. There's another, yeah, 2 more hits on that. So we're going to lose a whole bunch of destroyers here, but maybe we'll take an enemy battleship with us. 3 fish at her. This is a death charge for these destroyers heading into the enemy fleet. A France-class battleship hit by a fish. Giuseppe, Franco Stocco sinking. Okay. Any other flotillas that are not in here yet? You're already damaged. You guys are not. All right. Fish everywhere, but mostly flying into the enemy line, hopefully. All right, destroyer and a French battleship collide. The destroyer is sinking, but hopefully that did some damage to the French battleship. Torpedoes are flying everywhere. Their destroyer sinking. Trying to get those battleships down to Syracuse at the southern tip. We're going to lose the Eritrea. Is she a Kushan at least? She is. The Magnus and THG are up here firing away. They haven't hit anything yet. Doesn't look like it. Leo, that's a Kushan, right? Yeah. British battlecruiser Indefatigable sailing up toward our stricken destroyers here. Couple of torpedoes fired off the Guillermo Pepe toward the Indefatigable. Just turning away. Looks like 4 torpedoes total. Doesn't look like any of those hit. All right. Are these guys damaged badly? They're getting bracketed heavily. Okay, you guys make 31 knots. Head south directly into the line. These are these the new ones? No, they're old. But I don't really want to send light cruisers to their death like that. I'll send destroyers, though. Send the light cruiser up to Messina. And then we'll double back the battle cruisers here. Battleships in the south, I'm just trying to get out of there. I do not want to engage this enemy line. There's just too many of them. Destroyer hit by a torpedo? I think that was a friendly. Several ships sank here. I don't think we sank the Massilia class. Oh, we hit it with another torpedo, at least one of them. I don't know which one. We've got another set of destroyers heading down here in the Flandre class. Hey, we've scored 3 hits from the Magnus. THG scored 1. And we battle line of 4 battleships coming out here. Destroyers are charging in. I don't know if this is the era of the torpedo yet, but it kind of feels like it. At least in terms of it's finally relevant, you know? Even if they're not obviously decisive yet. Alright, Gobble, you know, is sinking. We at least turn the enemy battle line away from us. Alright, we're going to lose a light cruiser. Really hoping here that one enemy battleship that we hit with 2 or 3 torpedoes flounders. If it doesn't, losing 2 light cruisers will definitely be a defeat. She's still making 10 knots, though. Which is not great. Guess we'll see. We doubled our destroyers back and let them let loose with their other broadside of fish. Flandre is hit by a torpedo. Oh, I thought we'd get him with a second there. It looked like we might. More torpedoes at the Resolution class. More destroyers sinking. They'll turn away and avoid those. One of our light cruisers is hit by a fish. She's only making 5 knots now. Maybe she'll sink. Alright, so we're fighting enemy battle cruisers, I think, with our own battle cruisers. Don't know that we're doing much damage. Still only taking 2 hits. We've scored 4. Okay. God, my destroyer flotillas are going to look like shit after this. Alright, destroyer blows up. Okay, we're having a bunch of our destroyers hit by torpedoes. Can any of my... I don't really have much left that hasn't been damaged. Sort of these guys. Let's go see if we can get the Messina. Oh, we've got this flotilla that's largely undamaged too. I need to sink a battleship for all of these light losses to... Alright, let's turn north. Max speed, 26% damage on the Magnus now. She's a battle cruiser, so I don't want to... Oh, now it says 6. I don't want to play around with that. We only have 2 stern guns. Fleet flag has entered port in Syracuse. Oh, these guys turned back before I could get them out there. Damn it. Alright, well whatever, I don't want to lose battleships, so... We did a fair bit of damage with fish, but we didn't, I don't think, sink anything. Meanwhile, we lost a whole bunch of light, and even some light cruisers. So we'll have to see. Not sure what the best strategy is at this point. But our capital ships should all have made it out. Okay. We're going to lose another light cruiser over here, the Eritrea. These are all Kushan class light cruisers though, so it's just culling of the fleet of its ancient stuff. What's going on up here with the Iridai? Our corvettes are going to get rocked too. Why are you not going the other direction? I'm going to lose my whole light cruiser fleet in one evening. I don't know how to fight against these kind of odds. Run away seems to be the only viable strategy. We put torpedoes into several enemy battleships, but we did not manage to... I don't know that we managed to sink any. And even if we did, the tonnage with all those light ships sunk, especially with the 3 or 4 CLs, could make things ugly quick. Several merchants lost too. Pretty much all my ships have entered port now. So it's just the enemy mopping up my commerce. All right, let's see what happens. We're to the age where enemy ships can take several torpedoes, though, and survive because of torpedo bulkhead protection. So that does change things quite a bit from the last war we fought. Aircraft are not really strong enough yet to do meaningful damage against ships either. They can do some recon work, though. All right, end the battle. Oh, we get a victory. That's because we did sink one of their battleships. So we lost 2 light cruisers and 14 destroyers, dear God. 3 corvettes and 2 auxiliaries. That's like a third of our destroyer fleet. But the enemy did lose a battleship sunk and 1 medium damaged. Okay. With that being said, we are going to wrap this episode up here. This is Rule the Waves 3, our Let's Play series playing as the Italians. And we are at war with the French and the British. Dear God, help us. So far, we've managed to save a chunk of our fleet and are still doing a pretty good deal of damage on the enemy, but they have so much more than we do. It feels like a matter of time. But that's for next time. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.